like line up at the mic? Is that the best? Without killing each other? Oh, easy. No one die. When is the? How long does the panel go? Till hour 15. Okay. So we'll do our best. I want to try to answer as many questions. Oh my God, as possible. Okay. I'm glad I'm here all day.
Just wait until 3 though.
Let's begin.
Hi, Crispin.
Hi.
Has there ever been an anime that you really wanted to get a part in that you didn't end up getting one?
Yeah.
Tell us about some.
Well, actually very early in my career, I really wanted to work on Princess Mononoke. Because I really wanted to play Ashitaka. But Billy Crudup did a fantastic job, so I was like, you know what? He did a really good job. Never mind, he can do that. But there are shows that don't even have dubs that I would love to work on, like Tokyo Godfathers. Yeah, on Tokyo Godfathers, there's that fantastic cross-dressing character, Hana. She's like a 6-foot-tall transvestite. Hana. Fantastic. That and Loveless. Had a feeling I might get the screams. Don't know why. Yeah, Sobi and Loveless. I think I'd work pretty well as Sobi and Loveless. So yeah. Yeah. Let's work on that, shall we? Let's get a dub of Loveless so I can play Sobi. Yes.
I was actually wondering about a specific voice. I was wondering about your voice as Albedo in Xenosaga. It's such a different voice from a lot of your voices. I was wondering if it had any sort of effect on your vocal cords, especially his epic laugh.
The epic. No, it's very funny. When I was first working on Xenosaga, I didn't realize sort of what a big franchise it was. They just sort of said, well, there's this crazy maniacal character. And I was like, great, I'll play him. And so I was just like doing him to the best of my ability. And then after it was over, everyone was like, oh, Albedo this, Albedo that. It's just a Kirschwasser, it's what? But yeah, no, it doesn't really hurt my voice. I've learned not to do voices that hurt my voice. I learned that on a show called Photon, if you've ever heard me in that. I play this galactic emperor who's like crazy, talks like this all the time. And yeah, I learned my lesson after that one to make sure that any voice I could do, I could do for at least 2 hours. And actually, I ended up figuring out how to do that voice without hurting myself. And I did it on the Lord of the Rings games, the Battle for Middle-earth. If you play the Forces of Mordor, there's a goblin commander who tells you how to do everything. And the guys at EA were like, can you really do that voice? And I'm like, yeah, for 2 hours, and then I go home. So,
Thank you.
you bet.
Hello again.
Hello again.
Hi.
Fantastic corset. Hello, yes, everyone. Fantastic corset.
Oh, really? As a fellow actor, we're always wanting to know how other people do their craft. You have done a plethora of voices. It's just astounding. I'm wondering, when you go into it, like when you get the role, how do you do backstory research? Do you watch the original? Do you just make it up as you go? Like, how do you do your process?
It depends on the show, really. When it comes to something like anime, because usually the storytelling is very specific and can be very delicate, I do try to watch the show if I can get my hands on it beforehand. That's not always possible. And in the world of voiceover specifically, voice acting is sort of like instant acting. It's like add water and go. And the only reason voice actors would ever be able to watch the story is because anime gets produced in Japan first before it comes over here. For all other animation or voice acting, you don't know anything going in. You go in completely blind. And they're like, quick, give us a German standing on his head. 1, 2, 3, es ist gut. And they're like, great, you're good. Like it really, I mean, it's improv basically. It's so fast. So I come from a theater background. You study the text and and they're like, no time. It's like quick, go, fast. So yeah.
Okay. Also, is it possible after this, like, me and my friend could get pictures with you.
Well, unfortunately, like they have me scheduled sort of crazily today, so after the panel I have to go straight away to the next thing, so like I'm sort of slammed all day long. But...
Thank you, Mr. Freeman, you are wonderful.
Oh, thank
I love
you.
listening to your voice, and you're also very, very attractive.
Oh.
Hi, Crispin.
Hi.
I've been on your website and it says that you've been to Japan. What was it like?
Japan's fantastic. I love Japan. When I was young, I used to travel a lot with my family. Actually, it's on my website somewhere. We used to smuggle artwork out of Czechoslovakia back in the day. Which sounds nefarious, but it actually wasn't. Our friends were all abstract painters and artists, and they weren't supported by the Soviet regime who was occupying. So what we were doing is we were actually helping them. We would come and bring them paint so they could keep working, and we would buy their artwork and then take it and sell it for them in the States. So we had this little sort of smuggling ring. So when it was fun, and laid back in a cool, funky way. And so, but what happened was, as a kid, I got used to going to countries, and they would always feel very different. You know, Czechoslovakia felt very different from Italy, felt very different from England. And now, when you go to Western Europe, it sort of doesn't feel that different anymore. You know, there's McDonald's and Starbucks and everything else. When you go to Japan, it feels different. Like that, when the first time I got off at Narita and like took the train into Tokyo, we came out in Tokyo, I was like, I have no idea where I am. This is fantastic. I can't read any of the signs. Yes! So yeah, I'm a big fan of Japan.
Thank you, and I love
Good.
the voices that you play, especially Alucard and Toga, because you just make them hot!
Well, thank you.
Yes, I also have two questions.
Yes, indeed.
All the voice actors say that if you want to go voice acting, you mostly do theater background or do voiceovers for free stuff. But how long would you say, like school-wise, time-wise, would you have to really get noticed?
Everyone has a different journey. The reason why a lot of voice actors say theater is the best way to go is because in my experience, like 80% of the people that I meet who are voice actors have had theater experience and training. Not all of them. Some of them started in radio and they just got very comfortable on the mic doing radio. I have a ridiculous amount of training. I went to school for theater and I'm completely overtrained, frankly. And I have a master's in acting from Columbia. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I can see that.
But somebody like Steve Bloom, who's pretty damn good, doesn't really have any training, formal training. But what he does have is he was there on the job. He was actually working behind the scenes. And so he was seeing how things were done. So while he didn't go to school, he got on-the-job training because he was there watching how it worked, and he figured it out as he went along. So everyone has a different journey because everyone's a different type of actor. So I can't tell you, after 4 years of acting training, you'll be ready to go.
I understand that.
Yeah, but so you really have to know who you are as an actor and figure it out. And usually it's just a matter of, can you listen to the work that you do and honestly compare it to people that you admire. And you say, is what I'm recording or what I'm doing, would that sound believable in the same show with these actors that I admire? And if it does, great, then you're ready to go and play with the professionals. But if you can hear a discrepancy and say, no, it doesn't sound quite the same. I mean, musicians say that all the time, right? They're like, wow, I can't get my guitar to sound like Radiohead. How do they do that, And so that's the same type of thing. So there's no hard and fast rule, but you just have to be you have to be honest about evaluating yourself as an actor and figuring out what you need to work on to get better.
And also, I know you said ask about voices on minimum. Could you just say, Starsky, you're too weak in Fauci's voice? I know, I'm sorry.
That's fine. Again, minimum. I'll do it. I'll be your monkey. But let's keep it to a minimum.
I'll give you a banana.
Sasuke, my little brother, you're too weak. I could probably voice match the guy who does that character, couldn't I? Hi.
Hi, I'm Sienna.
Hi, Sienna.
I've been, ever since that you voiced Itachi, my favorite,
Yeah?
and I noticed, and even Alucard, and I noticed that you were also in the Spectacular Spider-Man as Electro.
I was.
I was Crispin Freeman! just found out that even in Resident Evil Degeneration,
Yes.
so what's